Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Marta, I come from Norway and I love makeup, and today I am doing two looks and some swatches with the Heavenland palette from the Pastel Roses UK. And I love this palette. It is not a new palette, but I've had this for quite some time and I just really appreciate this palette, so I just figured I have to make a video on it. Some people have already requested it before, but I just haven't done it for some reason, but here I am and I'm doing a video on it. Sadly, I don't think it's available right now, but it's not discontinued as far as I know, so if you're interested in it, it should be getting available in the future. But either way, I am doing two looks with it, so whether you want a new palette or not, you could at least take some inspiration of the looks if you like the color story. But yeah, let me show you the swatches first. Here you can see the inside of this beautiful palette, and these shimmers are just so incredible. And also I love the different kind of matte tones here, because you have purple, you have light blue with a tinge of purple, then you have this one which is more of like a pastel yellow, pastel beige with green hints. You have this deep shade which is nearly, it's like a mix of purple and brown, which makes it perfect for blending with either the warmer tones or the more cool tones. So I just think you have so much versatility with this palette because of the difference in the depth. You have like this more medium to deep tone brown. You have that super deep one, which you can use with basically all of the other mattes here. And still the mattes are not super light, so I think they would work for anyone, which is just really great. And you can just see how stunning those shimmers are with all of those shifts. So I'm very, very excited to be showing this palette to you finally, because I've been using it several times and I've been enjoying every look I've done with it. And the formulas are just really, really great. For this first look that I'm creating with this palette, I have already done some looks of course, but for the first look for this video I will be going in with these brown shades together with this light pale yellow. And I'm very excited to use the shade Angel. It's a beautiful gold to pink duochrome and it looks quite intense, so very excited to do that. And I'm probably gonna dip into some of the purples for the next look because those are just exquisite. So yeah, I'm gonna start with this shade first. Oh, you know what? I just redecided. I'm gonna use this one instead of this, and then I'm gonna use these. So I'll start out with this, then it's not gonna be super, super dark. So today I actually used a different eyeshadow base. I wasn't necessarily planning to film, but so I started using this one. It doesn't work with all kind of formulas, so I hope it will work with this one, but either way I will be able to use the Smashbox primer for my next look. So that's what I used, and then I also put on some concealer on the inner and outer parts and on top here, just because I want to cancel out any kind of discolorations. But yeah, I'm gonna do a quite basic look today because I'm wearing like these beautiful earrings, and don't come at me, but I got them from Temu, but they're so stunning. So I just want something warm to match that. So just a very simple fall look. And this shadow is blending really nicely on top of the base and the concealer. I think it helps that I put the concealer a bit further towards the crease actually. And the brush I'm using, by the way, is from What's Up Beauty that I got in PR, and it's called R108. I've been using this every day since I got it actually. Now I'm gonna take the shade Destiny right here, and then I'll blend it all out with this one called Vanilla. Now I'm using the R109 brush. It's kind of like a huge pencil brush, but it's still not super big. I really like the shape of it, especially for covering bigger areas, and it's also quite detailed at the edge, which is really nice. For the shade Vanilla, I'm using my 022 brush from Glam Shop. One of my all-time favorite brushes because it's just so detailed yet fluffy. Perfect for blending. And I'm just dragging that across the whole lid, and honestly, these shadows are performing so well. It's like it's a luxury matte eyeshadow, honestly. I don't know if it's just a combination of the bases together with the formula, but this is just blending so nicely and looking so flawless, at least to me in real life. It looks like it's that also on the monitor, so that's promising. I'm just going to use that same brush and use the medium tone shade Destiny, and I'm just going to add that for the lower lash line. Dragging it a bit up here to make sure that the deepest shade isn't too harsh. Sometimes I don't blend it well enough at the edge here, and I don't necessarily see it until I'm finished with my look. Just like this, and I'm gonna do the mattes on the other eye, and then I'm gonna go in with the shimmer Angel. I just applied my Glam glue, and I'm just going in with the shade Angel. It's looking so shifty in the pan, and yep, it's looking very shifty on the eye too. I can definitely see that very soft pink, beautiful shift, and that gold is just fitting perfectly with those mattes. Ooh, yes, I'm very happy with how this is looking. It's just super simple, almost a bit romantic because of that pink touch, and just really nice. So that's basically the look. I'm gonna have to see if I'll go in with something for the inner corner. I've often just not used anything lately, but I'm just gonna finish off my makeup and show you the close-up. Now here's the finished look. I feel like this is just a really simple look, but the shadows are doing its thing. They're just applying super easily, very pigmented. The shimmer is looking amazing. It is very shifty. I hope I'm able to catch it, but yeah, it's just very sparkly and just up my alley. So super happy. Just look at how shiny that is. It's so pretty. So I'm really enjoying this simple look, and for the next look I'm hoping to do something a little bit more complicated, or at least a little bit more colorful, but this is really nice. So that is the first look with the Heavenland palette in this video. Now for my second look with this palette, I am thinking of doing something I've done before, I'm pretty sure, but I'm going to tweak it a bit. I'm going to use this deepest shade all over the lid, and then I'm going to layer it with this shimmer here. But for the outer corner, I think I'm going to use this purple to blend it out, and then I'm going to use the blue towards the inner corner because I just love brown and blue together. And I'm going to use my Cosmic Brushes to brush and just start packing that deep shade all over the lid. I did already apply my Smashbox base. I will say, however, that it worked very nice with the e.l.f. primer too. Or is it Wet n Wild? Yeah, it was the Wet n Wild primer. I thought that the mattes applied so perfectly yesterday, so I was very happy with that. But I'm gonna use the Smashbox primer now because it's the one I usually use, and yeah, I'm just packing it on. I will slightly blend the edges where I'm gonna apply the transition shades, and I feel like this one is a little bit thinner than the other mattes in the palette, but I mean, at least I hope it means that it blends really well. I don't remember having any issues with this shade. I mean, just look at a few swipes and then it's looking almost blended. So I think that's enough of that deep shade. I'm also just going to grab a little bit of that with my Glam Shop 022 brush and add to the lower lash line and make sure I get a nice blend here at the wing, at the outer crease. And you know, today I've just been reading the third book in the ACOTAR series, and I'm feeling like very much in the ACOTAR mood, so I feel like this is going to be like a night court look. It probably doesn't make any sense if you haven't read the books, but if you have, then you know what I mean. Now I'm just taking my other 022 brush from Glam Shop, and I'm taking that purple shade. Ooh, it is so pigmented and beautiful, and I'm overlapping, as you can see here, just to make sure I get the depth but also full pigmentation of this color because it's so beautiful. I'm also gonna grab it and add a little bit on the lower parts here, or like under the crease. And I'm not gonna drag it further than this towards the inner corner because there I want the blue to take over. Just like this, and then I'll probably just use a skin toned color right here. But I'm just gonna take that same brush and be using this thing to just clean it off really fast. And then I'm grabbing the blue shade called Hairbell, and I'll apply that here. You can just see how pigmented these light shades are. And you know what? I see it's already darkening at the edge, so I think I'm actually gonna go in with a skin toned color first. And I'm just gonna grab this one from the Glam Grunge palette from Glam Shop. It's just so easy to reach for, and I'm just gonna add that here because then it will mattify the tiny bit of concealer that I have. I don't put the concealer all over my lid, but I do put it on the inner parts here to conceal any kind of discoloration I have. So I'm just gonna do it like this so that I don't get that dark edge from the shadow basically just becoming wet. Yeah, that is looking so nice. I really love the colors of this palette. They're so cute. And there we have the mattes. How flawless is that looking? I'm really enjoying the quality of these shadows. They're so easy to work with, so very happy about that. Now I'm just going to finish off the other eye and show you the shimmers. I'm just going to add a little bit of Glam glue, and I think I'll add a little bit of this shade right here. It is called Fantasia, and I'm going to use that for the outer corner, and then I'll be using this one. It's not actually as dark as it looks, but I might also add this one, which I think is just a little bit brighter and a bit more purple towards the inner corner, but I'll just see how it looks once I have these two on. I'm first taking Fantasia right here. And you can see that adding that glitter glue, I did remove a little bit of the base, but that's fine. I'm just going to use this in the outer corner here. Then I'm going to take the shade Twilight, which you can see on my finger it's not as deep as it looks in the pan. And I'm just adding that here. You can see a little bit through where I lifted the matte shadow, but I think it's fine. And honestly, I'm loving how this is looking, so I'm just gonna drag it all the way towards the inner corner, and I think I'll just be happy with these two shimmers. It is just so electric. I love how it looks, and I love using my finger to apply shades like this because it just makes them a bit more foiled and vibrant. And then I'm just tapping them together a bit here at the middle. And that's basically it. I'm not sure if I'll use something for the inner corner. I'll probably use the pink shade in the palette called Innocent. It's next to the pink shimmer right there, right here. I'll probably use that for the lower lash line too, but I'm not gonna film it, and I'll just show you the finished look. Here is the finished look close up, and wow. Again, I just feel like these mattes blend so perfectly, and the shimmers are so intense, just super sparkly and very shiny. I hope that my camera is picking that up, but they are looking very beautiful and vibrant, at least in real life, so I'm very happy with this look. I did use Colourpop Prance eyeliner for the waterline, and I think it just added the beautiful pop of color that fits with the light blue that I used for the inner part of the crease. Now that was the second and last look with this palette, and you can really do a variety of looks, as I've already mentioned, because the first look is very different from this one. This look is super bold and very vibrant and colorful, and I think you can do a lot of lighter looks with like pops of color and stuff. So I think it's just such an interesting palette and very underrated. I've never heard anyone talk about it, so here I am talking about it at least. I keep gravitating towards this shade right here because I just think it's so beautiful, and you can just see that vibrant shift right there, and just the mattes are so interesting to me. So I think it's a great palette. The mattes just blend so wonderfully, so this is very promising because Pastel Roses have been launching a few new palettes lately. For example, they have a new one called Pumpkin Spice, so if the mattes are as good as in this one, it's like, if you like the color story, just get it because it's amazing quality. As for the lipstick that I'm wearing today, I ended up using Amore matte lip cream in the shade Covet. I think it's from Milani. Yeah, so it's just a deep brown shade, and I just figured it would go well with this look because it's already so bold. But yeah, that is the video. I hope you enjoyed the swatches. I would love to hear what you think of the color story. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in my next video as well. Bye!